Hey guys, I'm Ghosh, and today we'll be doing some exploratory data analysis on the SampleSuperStore dataset using Tableau. So first, let's have a look at the dataset. The SampleSuperStore dataset is a CSV file. It has over 9,000 rows. It has 12 columns and one calculated field. We'll look into why we have created the field later on. So let's just go through the columns one by one. The first column is ship mode. It tells us how the products are being shipped from the Superstore. There are 4 types of ship mode: standard class, first class, second class, and same day. The next column corresponds to the segment. It tells us which segment of the customer population does the Superstore belong to. There are 3 segments in total: home office, corporate, and consumer. The next few columns, which are country, city, state, postal code, and region, collectively tells us where exactly the Superstore is located. The next 2 columns, category and subcategory, tells us which type of products the Superstore sells. The next 4 columns, sales, quantity, discount, and profit, show us the dynamic of the Superstore. Sales tells us how much the Superstore has sold. Quantity tells us how many products the Superstore has sold. Discount tells us what kind of discount does the Superstore give on those products. Profit tells us how much profit the Superstore makes. The last column you see here is the calculated field. It is the cost, which is calculated using the formula sales minus profit. We will look into why we have created this field later on in the video. So let us dive into the first view, which is profit per state. This view shows us which state makes the most profit and which state makes the least profit. Using this scale over here, we can see that the darkest of green implies that the state makes the most profit and the darkest of red implies the state makes the least profit. New York and California have the darkest of greens. New York makes a profit of nearly $74,000, while California makes a profit of nearly $76,000. Whereas Texas over here incurs a loss of $25,000. But this view alone is not enough to tell me why Texas incurs a loss, whereas New York and California incur profits. So let us dive into some other views and explore and analyze as to why this is the situation. So let us start with profit per segment. Here, profit is on the y-axis, the segment is on the x-axis, and there is a line here, which we will talk about a bit later on. So we see here that the consumer segment makes the most profit and the home office segment makes the least profit. The consumer segment makes a profit of around $100,000. The corporate segment makes a profit of around $90,000. The home office segment makes a profit of around $60,000. But is this enough to be of statistical significance? Like, can I analyze from this and deduce from this that I need to invest more in home office, publicize it more, or maybe analyze as to why home office is making the least profit? No, we need to look at how many superstores have contributed to these segments. And that is why we have brought up this line, which is the count of superstores. We see that nearly 5,000 superstores contribute to the consumer segment, nearly 3,000 superstores contribute to the corporate segment, and nearly 1,000 superstores contribute to the home office segment. So as a result, the less the number of superstores contributing to a segment, the lesser will be the profit. So we cannot do anything about it. I mean, it is not exactly a problem here that the home office makes the least profit, because you can see that the home office has the least number of superstores contributing to that profit. So let us look into some other columns and see whether how they affect the profit. Profit per ship mode. Here again we have put profit on the y-axis, the ship mode on the x-axis, and there is a line which corresponds to the number of superstores contributing to that particular ship mode. And again here we see that the more the number of superstores, the more the profit is, which completely makes sense. And that is why I cannot analyze anything from here. I cannot say that because same day has the least profit, I need to analyze that part of the shipping mode more. No, because the superstores which have contributed to the same day are also less. So let us look into some other views. Profit per city. The profit per city view is nearly the same as the profit per state view, but instead of highlighting the states, we have highlighted the cities. Here we can see that there are a number of superstores contributing to New York and California, which are all green, whereas Texas, Colorado, Pennsylvania, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, they have a number of superstores which are red and thus are incurring losses. For example, the city of San Antonio has a superstore which is incurring losses and is in Texas. And here we have Houston, which is again incurring losses of nearly $10,000 and is in the state of Texas. Here we have Pueblo, which is again incurring loss and is in the state of Colorado. Thus, we can again analyze from here that which cities are incurring losses and focus on them more. But this still doesn't tell me why are these cities incurring losses. So let us dive into a more interesting view. In this view, we analyze the profit per subcategory along with cost analysis. That is, we have the calculated field of cost right here with us. So first, we list down the categories: furniture, office supplies, and technology. Then we branch them out into subcategories. And then we analyze the profit, sales, cost, and average discount. That is the discount given on these subcategories on an average throughout the United States of America. We see that copiers, phone, and accessories generates the most profit, whereas tables generates the least profit and even incurs a loss. Why is this? Here we can see that the average discount given on tables is nearly 26%. And thus, due to such a high value of discount, the tables subcategory incur a loss. But you may argue that the binders subcategory also has a high value of discount and much higher than that of tables, but incurs a profit. This is because the cost price of the binders subcategory is very less compared to the selling price. And on a higher selling price, if I give a higher discount and with the cost prime being much less, I incur a profit. And thus binders still gives me a profit even though the average discount on it is much higher than that of the table subcategory. In the same way, on machines, we can see that the cost price is less than that of the tables, even though the selling price is all similar. The selling price of tables, binders, and machines are similar, but the cost price of machines and the cost price of binders are much less than that of tables. And that is why even upon giving higher discounts on them, they still incur profit, whereas upon giving a higher discount on tables, it incurs a loss. And this tells me that if I properly control my selling price and if I properly control my discount, I can bring them all into the profit zone. But which stores do I need to concentrate on? Do I analyze all the stores of USA or some stores of the USA? That is why we have created this dashboard, where we analyze profit per state and profit per subcategory side by side. For example, I can select California here and then analyze only its profit per subcategory. And we see that California incurs a loss in the table subcategory. And thus, I need to somehow bring it back into the profit zone by either increasing the selling price or adjusting the discount. By using some marketing tools, I have to bring it back into the profit zone. And Texas, we see that not on tables, actually even on tables, along with tables, it incurs the most loss in binders. And thus, I need to concentrate on somehow bringing binders back into profit using some marketing tools, maybe increasing the selling price in the area of Texas, decreasing the discount, and so on. So in this way, we can analyze the SampleSuperStore dataset and explore the various correlations between profit, subcategories, and location. Thank you.